Meeting in Greenville, South Carolina on Monday, the protesters were shouting that health care reform and the Federal Reserve are unconstitutional. They accused Senator Graham of compromising. They claimed that, quote, God doesn't compromise and all U.S. lawmakers take an oath to God when they are sworn in. A good number of them are supporters of former presidential candidate Ron Paul, and they didn't like what Graham had to say to them. Here it is.
I'm not going to leave the Republican Party. I'm going to grow it.
Yeah, right. Ron Paul will grow it. Ron Paul will grow it. Oh, yeah.
Ron Paul's a real conservative.
Ron Paul's the only conservative.
When he said George Bush was a war criminal.
He is. You are too.
Doesn't seem like too much was accomplished there. Joining me now is Congressman Ron Paul to respond to all of this. Congressman Paul, appreciate your time tonight. And I want to know, do you deserve to have a United States Senator say that he doesn't want the Republican Party to be that party of Ron Paul?
Well, I have to admit, I was a little bit surprised that I was on the verge of taking over the Republican Party. That's pretty amazing. But, you know, there are some important issues here because there are some disagreements, just like there are in the Democrat Party. You know, you have the liberals and you have the blue dogs. And there's a disagreement here because modern day control of the Republican Party has been taken over by the neoconservatives. And they don't have a lot to say about limited government. They talk about more war, more Patriot Act, more unlimited detention without counsel, more spending, TARP funds, bailout funds, and cap and trade. That's what they're for, but
yeah.
We're for something different. We're for something different.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but I also think that it looks like you are becoming a target of the Republican Party. How do you feel about that?
Well, I look at the positive things because you might argue that case because one senator attacked me in public. But what about the fact that I have every single Republican on the audit bill in the House of Representatives?
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Wait, I have 125
yeah.
Democrats, too. So I would say that I'm working pretty well with both parties.
Well, Congressman Paul, I'm with you on that. I am with you. We need to audit the Fed. This is a serious issue, and you've got some Democrats over there, and I want to tell our audience tonight that Congressman Grayson, who is the new hero of the progressive movement for all of the aggressive comments that he's been making, he's with you on this, is he not?
That's right.
Okay.
He's worked hard, and he's helped me get those 125 Democrats.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that in future shows because I think it's very important to audit the Fed. I think the American people need to know what's happening. But in your situation, it looks like you're being made out to be a target. But I want to talk about these people. You're also being accused of these are your people that are shouting down this conservative senator, Republican from South Carolina. Is that a fair picture to paint?
Oh, I don't think so at all. I'm sure there are people who are very sympathetic with what I've said, and they believe in limited government. But it sounds like I've instructed them. I have control over them. Like the Tea Parties. We had the first major modern-day Tea Party. It was fantastic in the campaign. There's a lot of Tea Parties now, and everybody comes and everybody talks, and I have no responsibility for those. We might have lit a flame a bit and excited people, but for me to be responsible, matter of fact, I don't like the noise sometimes. Matter of fact,
but
I listen to what.
Have you asked any of your supporters to back off at all? Have you encouraged them to go out there and shout down senators?
No, I tell them to use the proper decorum, and they know exactly how I feel about it and I also like to not have it personalized. I've been sort of pushed into saying things about Lindsey Graham because the issue comes up. But even when Bush was president and I just couldn't stand his foreign policy, I never went after President Bush, and I don't do this with Obama. But I do go after bad policy, interventionist foreign policy, unnecessary war, Patriot Act, all these things. Those are important. Defending the Constitution by both left, right, and progressives would go a long way to solving some of our problems and mellowing this debate out a bit.
Congressman from Texas, Ron Paul. Dr. Paul, thanks for joining us tonight. Got to have you back to talk about that audit of the Fed. I appreciate your time.
Good idea. Thank you.
You bet. For more, let's bring in our panel tonight. Democratic strategist Chris